Yeah. A United Soccer League's Premier Development League Southwest Division match as the Ventura County Fusion take on the Fresno Fuego. Danny Page alongside Joe Curley, a key match on the way. Let's listen in now, though, for the national anthem.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleam, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streamed. And the rockets heard and the bombs bursting in air gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Great stuff. Thanks to Jackie Johnson for singing the national anthem with us here tonight. June gloom has set in at the Sportsplex, but hopefully the Fusion can let the sun shine down on this arena tonight as they are set for a crucial match in the Premier Development League. Fusion find themselves in 4th place in the Southwest Division. Truly unfamiliar territory. They can climb into a 3rd place tie with win tonight against Fuego. I bring in my broadcast partner, Joe Curley of the Ventura County Star. Joe, it's great to have you back in the saddle with us here on Fusion TV, and it's something we don't say so early in June, is it? That it is a must-win for Ventura County.
Yeah, the chances are becoming fewer and farther between here with each missed chance. You know, now that the Fuego come in here with 3 points, a 3-point lead, and even on matches, this is an absolute crunch game because, you know, there's plenty of soccer to be played, but you lose this one, you're going to be multiple games back of 3 different teams, and there's just not enough places, you know, there's not enough time to pass all those teams, especially when you will have played 5 of the 6 games against those opponents. So, you know, this becomes, like you said, June gloom is here, and it is a serious, serious night early in the season.
Yeah, it's just not a discussion that we're used to having here for the Ventura County Fusion, is it really? That there is a must-win match so early on, but that's exactly where we stand. We'll get to the starting teams as we kick things off. Set to kick for the Ventura County Fusion in all blue with orange trim as they will move from left to right is Jordan Rideout. He's really been a star man, hasn't he, Joe, with his recent goal-scoring form?
Yeah, I mean, he's only been here, what, you know,
about a month,
3-4 weeks. Yeah, and he's, you know, he scores in his debut in the Open Cup match. He scored last game. He's really, you know, he's giving them something that maybe they didn't have, which is a finisher up top. That's kind of what separates the champions from the runners-up in this league.
A key stretch for Fusion with 3 matches in 8 days in the Southwest Division, as the franchise will hit the road for 2 straight away games at Seahorses on Wednesday. And then a long trip out to Tucson. Fuego, strong attacking here early on. It's Jose Cuevas with the cross.
Ooh,
Mitchell's
the
there. It hits off the post. Fusion shaky again at the start, blocked away. Another opportunity, and the curling shot goes wide. Joe, it seems like the last home game against Misioneros all over again when Fusion conceded in just the second minute. They're nearly due again here in the first.
Yeah, it looked like ball came from the right, headed on frame, or technically right on frame. And one thing the Fusion did well there was they crowded out the rebound chance, which is, was almost as dangerous as the initial header.
Great job to stop and block that. Couldn't tell who it was. I think it was Moya stepping into the hole. A new starter for Fusion as they pass the ball along the back line. Let's go through the starting team for Ventura County. Kip Colvey out on the right, Sterling Hancock, and Javin Torrey steps into the center half position tonight. Often plays out as a left back. Now he's jumped into the middle. James Kiffey deputizing at the left back spot. Perhaps with Kiffey in that role, a far more attacking look. Loves to maraud forward. Andy Moya and Agustin Cazares, the center midfield pairing. As we said, Steve Palacios is away this week. A big loss for Fusion, as he was when he was injured as well. Ishmael Jome, Jordan Rideout, Michael Roman. The forward trio with Lori Bell, the center attacking midfielder, sitting right in the hole behind those three. Last touch by Cazares, and Fuego will try to push things forward. It's an experienced Fresno team that won the Southwest Division a year ago. Here's young Michael Roman. Roman to Lori Bell. Bell, sleek ball for Colvey. One touch for Rideout. Rideout trying to wheel around his defender and get into the area. Instead, plays it to Kip. Kip's low cross, knocked out for a corner kick. Will go through the Fuego starting team rather quickly. Francisco Hernandez is in goal along the back line. Trevor Spurgeon, Justin Finch, Kenneth Ellison, and the former Fusion defender, Anthony Salchicha. In the midfield, Jose Cuevas and Gaston Signetti, Abraham Campos, Gustavo Silva, and Paul Islas. Round out a five-man midfield. Omar Sansoyo up front. Corner coming in the 4th minute. It is a little short and poked to the near post and then knocked out of play. I think for Fusion last year, the issue was goal scoring. It's been a little bit of an issue this year, Joe, but you alluded to it. The bigger problem has been letting too many goals in, especially at inopportune times, I'd say. Bell with a back heel for Roman. Great cross, Roman!
Oh, wow.
And it's just hit over the top from Rideout. He just got underneath that ball, Joe. Otherwise, it was 1-0.
That was a difficult, it's a volley, but, what's the term? Easier to score than to hit a field goal at that point. You're right on the doorstep, so difficult. Fusion got to bounce back and finish those chances.
Here's Colby, tugged from behind. The Kiwi has really been a star man for the season. The Cal Poly student, Rideout, is fouled. Free kick to the Ventura County Fusion. I think it's so interesting when we see this Fresno Fuego team. There are so many players that we've seen in past years.
Yeah,
and I feel like we say
tradition.
that every year.
Islas is the one that really...
Signetti, Jose Cuevas. To me, there's quite a few. Ish will come over and take this free kick, left-footed. Will need a deep delivery as Javin Torrey trots forward as well. In the 5th minute of play here. Weaving, teasing ball, and it's headed wide. Happy to say this game, of course, done in conjunction with CAPS, the cable access partners of San Buenaventura. Being broadcast live on Channel 6, our first live television broadcast of the season, obviously simulcast on Fusion's YouTube channel. Looking for Colvey over the top. Instead, it's Torre. It's at Kip. In a bit of trouble. Played too far back. Here's Islas. Edge of the area, Islas. Shifts it to his left. Low cross into the center. Nice block from Kiffey. Still loose to Cuevas. Fusion have yet to clear, but they are defending in a pack. Long teasing cross. Trey Mitchell comes for it, grabs it. And time for a quick release as there's 4 Fresno players on the opposite side of the ball. Steaming downfield is Roman to Lori Bell. Bell to Moya. Andy Moya back to Kiffey. And Fusion will look to set up the attack in the 6th now. Here's Lori Bell. Poked away by the defender, Kenneth Ellison. Whereas Fusion are a development team, a couple of these Fresno players look like they're past development.
They've been developed. Yeah.
Say so. Great ball outside of the boot. Onside for Fuego to make it 1-0. And it's off the side netting. Trey Mitchell punched it off the side netting, and there's a corner kick coming.
Fresno always seems like they have a whole bunch of matches saved up at the beginning of the season. They always, it looks like they don't start very strong. They don't play a lot of matches early in the season, then all of a sudden they have a whole bunch saved up, and they use those matches in hand to, you know, pass the Fusion and take over third place in the Southwest Division.
We've seen it before. Will we see it again? It's loose in the area, and it's 1-0. Just like that, Fusion do a poor job clearing. And in the 7th minute, Kenneth Ellison strikes, and it's 1-0 Fresno. Another early goal given up at home.
Just, you know, you miss a clear like that. It's a real simple clear. Ball bounces in the box on a corner kick, and no one handles it. And, you know, one thing you got to give Ellison is he had his chance, and he took it real nice. I mean, upper left corner, you know, real quick turn, and you know, real tidy finish, but you cannot be giving up opportunities like that. Such a big game for the Fusion. That spells disaster.
It happened against Missioneros, though. That was a massive game, and Fusion did it that time, too. Really unfortunate way to fall behind. Early on here, if we know something about this team, they will surely get back into the game. Nonetheless, here's Roman. Roman pushed a little bit from behind, and the ball came free from his feet and trickled out of play. Did you have an assist on that one, Joe?
Probably Islas take the corner. Whoever takes the corner on that side. But I mean, I don't even know. Actually, may even be assistless if it was deflected. Really, it was a kind of a I don't know if it was a total whiff on the clear or not, but it was. You can give the Fusion defense the assist.
You said it, I didn't. Oh, man.
You can't, I can't.
Yeah. Moving to the 9th minute now. Again, Joe Curley joins us from the Ventura County Star. Here's Lori Bell. Bell back off to Sterling Hancock, who's certainly an undersized center back, in stature at least. Really been impressive, in my mind, in the ways he's deputized.
Rudy Barra has had nothing but good things to say about Sterling. I think we might have had some questions about the central defense early in the season, but he certainly has quieted them.
At this point, Fusion sit 5 points out of the playoffs, but with 2 games in hand, Joe. So theoretically, if they were to beat Fuego tonight and then go on and win their next game, they would be in a playoff place. But right now, Fuego lead 1-0, and they're asking for more. Here's Abraham Campos. Campos to the right side, curling shot, and Trey Mitchell's there. Sure-handed from Trey.
I like Trey as a goalie. Trey was very good last year for Hasenthal. He's got good size. He, you know, he rarely makes mistakes. He's very, you know, he's not one of your, you know, one of the goalies who's like an athlete and can't play soccer. I think he can, you know, I think he certainly is a soccer player who knows and appreciates the game, and he's, you know, he's very mature.
He's really emerged as a team leader in a lot of ways, especially with the players that are transplants from Los Angeles or all the way to London and back. The players that are from out of the area, like Lori Bell, like Jordan Rideout, obviously, that all live together here. He's sort of the leader of that crew. 11th minute now. Fusion in search of an equalizer early. Hard to believe we're saying that. shouldn't say hard to believe, I should just say unfortunate, because we've seen the team give up early goals before multiple times this season in a similar predicament.
Yeah, one thing you can say about the Fusion is that you know, certainly there's plenty of goals, plenty of offensive-minded players out there that can get it.
Another opportunity. This one whistles wide. Really came from very little.
Hey, no mistakes. Make sure that if you make that run, we have the ball. Okay? Don't short.
Just tweeting. The you know, the other thing that if you want to put a happy, you were talking about the
Standings.
Southwest Division standings a little bit. You want to put on a happy face in that predicament. One thing is like we said, the Fusion have played. After tonight, we'll have 5 of the 6 matches against the 3 teams above them done with. So
exactly,
you know, it should be easy pickings the rest of the way. So they should be able to get pretty close to full points the rest of the way. The problem is that if you lose tonight, that you know, your destiny is out of your hands, and you just kind of have to hope that people drop points. And I don't really know how it kind of becomes confusing this year with the math, the way that teams are playing teams from outside the division. So, you know, even though they've played those teams ahead of them, you know, they still have a really tough trip to Tucson, which may be even tougher than some of these teams that are ahead of them in this division.
You know, 4th of July trip difficult too. Heading to Fresno on the 3rd and then turning around on the 5th and playing San Jose. I would imagine that that's a difficult weekend for players to focus too, not being a part of the festivities.
Yeah, plus, you know, there's situations where sometimes you lose squad members who have things they have to do on a holiday weekend rather than, you know, take a trip like that.
For there to be 4 games in the final 9 days of the season and then a playoff to follow for a lot of these teams that the other conferences don't have to play in, the other divisions, I should say, don't have to play in. Seems like a lot to play 4 matches in 9 days to close the year. Poor scheduling in some ways.
It seems
just
like
in my opinion.
Seems like it happens every year too. You know, it's almost like, well, you consider the friendly as well. I mean, I feel like every year we talk about how, you know, every year they have a friendly at least that, you know, they're ending with.
Ish cuts back for right out and he hits that one over. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The friendly frequently intersects with a important playoff game.
It just kind of happens every year. I mean, the thing about the way the schedule goes is that they do kind of, you know, you almost feel like they should, you know, compact the schedule a little bit more, because especially teams like the Fusion who have a lot of college players, you know, get them for the first couple games, you know, kind of sets you back. And it's just a lot of the trends we see with the Fusion every year where, you know, they lose points at the beginning of the year because they're not complete yet, because all the NCAA kids aren't available to the coaching staff yet. They're not part of the setup, they're not practicing, they're not, you know, integrated within the squad. And you know, you almost would rather play play a midweek match and a weekend match every day, you know, for 6 weeks,
sure,
rather than, you know, have half a team for a month.
Well, you look at a lot of this starting team for Fresno Fuego, and they are former Fuego players or former USL Pro players, things of that nature at this moment, which is solid for the continuity of the squad, and it's treated them well so far. 15 minutes into this match. In fact, when you look at that Fresno roster, double-digit players. I believe it's 10 that played for the team last year.
Yeah,
Just
they have
not
you know,
the case.
They have continuity. You know, this is a different. You know, there's been times when the Fusion have been that team, but this is just not that year.
Here's Javentori, the UCLA star. Lori Bell off to Kiffey. James Kiffey has played all over the field
Kiffey
this
playing
season.
left back to where he started.
Where he started from.
It's interesting.
How many years ago was that?
Well, obviously, you know, Kiffey had that injury. I mean, I think there's people, you know, people that coach in this area who think that James Kiffey would be, you know, without that injury problem, you know, Kiffey's an MLS fullback by now.
Absolutely. I think a lot of people feel that way.
You know, such a talented player. And, you know, just
Nice dummy through for Cazares. Here's Moya to hit it. No, he tries to play it to right out, and the pass is a little errant. Jordan went one way, and Moya played the ball just behind him, Joe.
Okay.
16th minute here now. Fusion looking for their first real solid opportunity since Jordan Rideout hit that volley over, although Rideout's been one of the stronger players for this Fusion team all season long, hasn't he? For Fresno, they're coming off.
But then again, you talk about the impact he's had. He's really, has he played in, you know, more than half the games? 5 games? 4 games?
Yeah, he's played in.
Yeah. There's a couple of games Fusion played where he wasn't even available yet because he was still playing, you know, he was still at school.
Hey, all right, Blue, come on now, both sides, right? Work hard defense, work hard attack.
Free kick given as we move to the 17th minute here. Fuego come in hot last week. A 4-0 win over BYU at Chancey, and then a 6-1 win over the Seahorses, outscoring their opponents 10-1 in those last 2 matches, and they head to Missioneros tomorrow for a challenging match, obviously, to play on back-to-back nights. I think that's one thing that's been a little bit of a detriment to Fusion as well, is that they have played Quakes and Fuego on the on the first night of back-to-backs. Obviously, it's a major advantage to the team that would take them on in the second round of those games. Corner kick coming now. Roman set to take it. Kiffy crossing, and the goalie's there to scoop it up. Thought perhaps it had gone out and over the line, but Francisco Hernandez is there, and he boots that one downfield. Here's Lori Bell to collect it. Instead poked away to Abraham Campos, wheeling around Colby, trying to get the edge on Kip. And Kip pokes it away, allows his defense to come catch up. Fusion have really had the majority of possession, haven't they, since the goal? Which is how things have gone in similar matches when they've fallen behind, whether it be Aguiluchos or Missioneros. Kiffy, nice takeaway. Kiffy, room to his right, runs to his left. He'll shoot, and that's in the back of the net. 1-1, and what a run from James Kiffy. We'll call it 19th minute. And how do you like that? Fusion equalize. Kiffy does it all his own.
Yeah, it's the James Kiffy we were just talking about. You know, all kinds of skill, all kinds of awareness. It's just, you know, when his body is in peak condition, he's one of the best players on the field, and you know, he's been one of the better players this year for the Fusion.
Important goal for Fusion, and Kiffy's been someone that's really rescued them from key moments. My goodness.
Yeah, same goal twice.
In a matter of a couple minutes. What a brilliant World Cup this has been.
Just when we thought we were going to have our first draw.
We still not had a draw?
Haven't had a draw, and
Unreal.
I've only had 2 teams not score. It's been awesome.
Well, the stat I keep going back to is in the first round of, in the first round of group stage games, first 16 games in the World Cup, last time around, there were 25 goals, and I think we were right about there at this point. I think there maybe been 24.
Yeah, they're right there.
And we're only halfway through.
Trying to figure out who's got the...
What a World Cup. And you hope that this World Cup tournament and the excitement in the U.S. and how brilliant these games have been and the coverage really brings more fans to matches like this, brings more fans to Major League Soccer, to USL Pro, USL PDL. Diagonal ball taken down very well by Islas. Cut back, and then Torre clears it out. So Fusion now with this lead, and Joe, I called it 19th minute because as soon as I looked up at the clock, it had struck 19. I think on the dot it was a 19th minute goal as opposed to 20th. Of course, it's James Kiffey. As soon as he let it go, you didn't really have any doubt, did you?
No, he's dangerous like that. Cuts. I mean, you're talking about a fullback who could do stuff like that. So, you know, I think we've always, you know, we've seen a lot of talent come through, and Kiffey's, you know, there hasn't been too many more players, you know, with more talent come through here than James Kiffey.
Here's Sterling Hancock to the aforementioned Santa Barbarian. Went to high school in Santa Barbara, community college, and then college as well. Roman chests it down nicely. Tries to cut that back for Cazares. Like a flying elbow from Augie. No poor intentions, but no less. Halfway through the opening half here on Fusion TV in conjunction with Caps, live on Channel 6 here in Ventura. Visit them online, capstv.org. Danny Page alongside Joe Curley, the Ventura County Star, who's covered Fusion so much over these 8 seasons. Hard to believe it's been that long.
Unbelievable.
The Premier Development League franchise continuing to be a trendsetter in the West and really in the league as a whole, with what, 5 straight Open Cup appearances, 4 straight consecutive seasons with a victory in the Open Cup, which is a record for a PDL team. It's all in jeopardy at this point. Fusion have drawn level though, and really a must-win match. No two ways about it.
No, there's all to play for, yeah.
What a huge away game next week against Tucson. Of course, it's also an important away game against Seahorses, who have 1 point from 5. But even more important, the away game in Tucson. Even to get a point from that would be solid. That wouldn't hurt. Sterling Hancock seeking Kiffey across the field. Seems to be burning off a little bit, the weather. Bits of blue and yellow peppering the sky. Javin Torre really had a hot pass to handle. And here come Fuego, set to push. Moya intervenes, just tries to hit it out for a corner kick, and Torre clears it downfield over the head of Kiffey. The breeze, too, seems to be changing the way the players judge the ball. Lori Bell looks to head that on. In the 25th now. Trevor Spurgeon pushes that forward. Foul called on Kiffey. Very quickly to the pocket is the head referee. Kiffey goes into the book. A little surprised to see that one myself.
Kiffey's everywhere. He's all over the stat sheet.
Sorry. You're getting my introduction from the public address system. Wow.
It's not that I don't agree.
It's just sounds.
You are the great Danny Page.
And I'm with the just as great Joe Curley.
Now that sounds ridiculous.
Veteran who's covered World
Way
Cup.
too much.
Here's Ish. Very nice ball through from Bell. Ish gets free. Can he cut it back? He does to right out, but oh, it was just taken away. A great intervention, Joe. From, I think it was Signetti tracking back. Here's Rideout. Rideout with a strange cross. He does find Ish, though. Cuts that one back. Cazares. Hit over, deflected over. Corner kick coming for Fusion. And perhaps a chance to take the advantage here in the 27th minute.
Go back for the corner, but come back up. Go back for the corner. Go back for the corner. Hey, but when we get possession,
Yeah, you're new
we
to
do
these
work
games.
this
Can I
side.
get in on
Joe.
this?
Yeah, absolutely. All you got to do is go buy 5 tennis balls for $1, and you try and throw them in the giant bucket for $100. $100. Here's Kiffy. Kiffy's corner. Headed down by
cleared
Bell and
off.
cleared off the line. And now Fuego ready to break on the opposite end. Look at the pace from Santoyo. Poked away by Colby. What a play from Kip. As we go back to this corner kick, it was so well taken from James Kiffy. Bell popped up for it. A thunderous header and cleared off the line. I really don't know how much the defender knew about it. Wow. And that attempt whistles over from Bell. So Lori Bell really coming to life here in the first half. And the Fusion fans following suit. 28th minute here on Caps TV. Lori Bell, the Milwaukee, Wisconsin product. Just graduated, if I'm not mistaken, before he came and joined the Fusion franchise.
It's a beautiful country.
Never been to Wisconsin.
A good land.
Here's Bell on the ball. Bell with a lot of options. He's going to hit it. Deflected. Had Ish on his right. Elected to go at it his own. How he's been playing the ball lately, I surely understand why. It's off to Gustavo Silva. Silva poked away from the Gaucho. By the Gaucho, I should say. On the way downfield to Salchicha. It might have been he that cleared the ball off the line, the former Fusion player. In fact, I think it was.
Oh, Salsichi is playing for him. Nice. The
That's
Cal
your-
kid, right?
That's your analysis. Nice.
It's always good when you get the. There was the great year the Fusion were playing in the playoffs, and they were playing up in Kitsap, and the one connection between the team was it Johnson? Was it Eric Johnson? It was a fullback the Fusion had that.
Yeah, I remember who you're talking about. He was from that area, though.
Yeah, he was from up there. He came down here to play for the Fusion. He ended up playing against Kitsap in the playoffs.
That was, if I'm not mistaken, the season after the championship.
Yes, that was where
2010.
That was where the reign ended, and they went on and won it.
Kitsap did. Kitsap sits in front again. They're unbeaten
Really?
on the season.
'Cause they had a terrible season last year.
4 wins, 4 draws. 5 points in front of the Highlanders, though, right?
Then there's our favorite team, still trucking up there in Ontario.
Absolutely, the Thunder Bay Chill. Here is Salchicha.
I gotta get you a jersey.
I know. Swept out of play from Colby. He's really come on so strong this season, hasn't he, Kip Colby?
He was, solid player last year. The Cal Poly contingent has been quite strong. A big part of what the Fusion have done over the years. And
Mitchell comes in and gets
brave Trey. Falls on the ball too. That doesn't feel good.
I think we see Trey take a knock just about every match, and we say, that's it. He's not going to make it this time. And he just goes back out there. The substitutes for Fusion in this match, Ruben Rodriguez, Chase Minter, Jordan Vale, Kevin Corby, the backup goalkeeper, Matt LaGrassa, you mentioned the Cal Poly contingent, and Evan Kenny Goyer. Brendan Livingston, I'm sorry, the late addition. Mitchell took a tough hit there, but we know Trey, he's going to be fine.
LeBron James with a all-time quote today. People are going to be tweeting it all over the place. It's going to be
What's that?
It's going to be the quote from which he's remembered. history is made to be broken.
Wow. Has that game started tonight?
No, they don't play today.
Saturday night off.
Basketball season ends tomorrow.
So
Hockey season ended last night.
I think the parties are still going down on Figueroa and in Manhattan Beach. Quite a night for Los Angeles sports fans.
A lot of people I know watching their first hockey games last night.
Right, last night. I think my parents were doing. Here's Kiffy.
It's a heck of a game.
The bell. Kiffy, brilliant 1-2 played twice, but then it's eventually cleared. Gotta love the way this Fuego team ignites their counterattack. Ish has swapped sides with Michael Roman, utilizing the cutback, and it seems to really be allowing him to open up his game. Rudy Ibarra, the head coach in his second season.
Speaking of the World Cup and Rudy was part of a beautiful panel up there in Santa Barbara on the World Cup. We had a tremendous event at Dargan's. I wish I could have made it. But I think David Ngo was one of the panelists. Really? That's what the release that was sent to me said. And then he told me that somebody who had played for Manchester United was there. I was like, no, Liverpool. He was like, no, it wasn't Ngo, it was somebody else. So apparently they got somebody else.
I'm sure Ngo was fine with the Santa Barbara summer. Is he a French international? I feel like he's played once.
Yeah, he was. It was certainly a youth
Been
international.
capped by France. Maybe not enough. Exclusive
Would you
competition.
cap David Ngo?
Not really. Scramble in the area. Here's Moya. Lays it back for right out. And it's just wide. Hernandez had his eye on it. Dove late. I'm not sure he saw that the whole way, Joe. The deflection.
Yeah, it changed.
Pretty wicked. And a corner kick coming.
Omar, top of the 18.
We know what happened the last time Fusion had a corner kick opportunity.
Top of the
Bell's
18.
header. Cleared off the line.
18, center of the 18.
Kiffy, a decent run up. This one blasted far post. Torre heads it on!
There it is.
And this time, Bell leaves no doubt. 34th minute, 2-1 Fusion.
They found something on these corners. Now that's, really should be the third time they've scored off a corner. Really, the first one they've gotten. But great job by Bell to go after the ball that's kept alive. I thought Torrey might have had to go to the goal line technology there if they cleared that one. Because that looked pretty close.
First thing you have to say is really a quality header from Javin Torre, and Bell just smashed it into the back of the net.
And you have to say, 34 minutes in, it took the Fusion, about a half an hour to take the game over after going behind early. What did we say? This team's certainly capable of getting back in the game and taking the lead after going down into the hole. Now the question becomes, are they capable of hanging on to this thing now?
We'll see. There's a lot left to be played. The way the Fusion attack has rather come to life. Colby, long over the top. Like it just got caught up in the wind there for Michael Roman.
3 goals in 34 minutes. Yeah,
match.
Fits into the World Cup
exactly
this year so far.
Here's Ish to Moya, Cazares. Long way from a victory here, that's for sure, but you can already see this squad growing in confidence. Goalie comes, right out comes. The goalie taken down by his own defender. Ish comes up with it, crosses toward the far post. Bell was there that time. Defended well, though, by Fuego. And now given away Hancock, who comes right back on the ball and plays it to Javentori. Fusion dodged a bullet there. Moya off to Colby in the 35th minute. 36th, I should say. Right out with a little space, right out. The shot appeared to be deflected. It went right through the legs. And now the referee, after asking his assistant, does give the corner kick, which to me seems to be the proper designation, although I'm biased. 37th minute. Just being honest.
You're nothing if not honest.
Right-footed corner. Ish! Goalie comes. Still loose right out. On the ground, and the foul will be called on Ish for making the contact. Goalie looks battered and beaten to Francisco Hernandez at this point, doesn't he?
They certainly have peppered him.
Attends Mid-America Nazarene University. Fusion trying to turn up the heat here on the Fuego in the final 8 minutes of a rather cold night. Will the referee go to the pocket here? He'll let it slide following that foul. I love the humor of our PA announcer, Blake Dorfman. Trey Mitchell will take this long free kick as the half starts to wind down a bit. Foul called on Lori Bell. That was an interesting sound effect there, Joe.
Sorry, that was me watching a Drogba shot real wide.
Thanks. Keep that to yourself next time, huh? So Fusion at this moment would be tied with Fuego in the Southwest Division on 9 points, but behind on goal difference as that ball is too far ahead. Michael Roman behind it. Fusion would sit +1. Fuego would then sit +5. Another goal for Fusion would obviously turn that advantage in half.
Yeah, that's a good point. They should be playing for goal difference tonight as well.
At 2-1, again, if you can win 3-1, 4-1.
Goals, goals, goals.
Yeah, really for both sides, I think, in a lot of ways. But a 3-goal win for Fusion would put the two teams level in the table. I think we're a long way away from that, especially with the precision that Fuego have shown us in their attack here. It's off to former Fusion player Salchicha. Colby sliding in, and the free kick is given. He did win the ball. This will come in from the left side. Fuego in the red with the red, black, and white horizontal stripes on the front. Walls being set by the referee. Just a two-man wall for Trey Mitchell. Remember, the wall obviously very important here, as it was in the 2-2 home draw. Well driven in, headed away, and then cleared to the opposite side of the field. Cazares with the third touch to confirm the clearance. And maybe another chance. Driven in, Hancock. Nice volley clear. Speaking of the volley, Mitchell has to dive and lets that one go wide. Stuck the arm out just for effect. He's a showman. That much we're aware of.
Get a trivia question here as we wait for Trey to this upfield.
What you got, Joe?
Name the last MLS team in the Open Cup this year. There's only one left.
The Laredo Heat.
It's the soon to not be MLS team.
Did you say MLS? You meant PDL.
Oh, did I say PDL? Yeah, the last MLS team in the Open Cup.
Folks at home watching can just turn back their DVR and make that designation. Last PDL team. They made it through round 4, did they?
The last MLS team left in the tournament.
Major League Soccer.
Right.
There's one team left.
One.
In the Open Cup.
Yes.
Who's that?
Chivas USA.
Everybody else is out of the U.S. Open Cup.
After tonight, yes.
So the Cosmos beat the Red Bulls. Beat New York Red Bulls.
Yes.
Wow. So it's all USL Pro and ASL.
Rail Hawks won as well. Beat the Galaxy, I think.
Wow. I thought you were saying that there's only one Premier Development League team left. Because the Laredo Heat were still alive the other night.
Yeah, they got knocked out the other day. That was a bit. It's a little Laurel and Hardy bit we just did right there.
There's a lot going on. There's tournaments.
It's just way too much.
Well, the Houston Dynamo beat the Laredo Heat. They're obviously still in the tournament. The Earthquakes beat Sac Republic. They're in the tournament.
Oh, I don't know. I just saw a tweet. My bad.
Get the facts straight. What are you, a journalist? Here's Moya. We're in the 43rd minute now. I think Fusion would be rather pleased while they are showing a lot in attack. I think they'd be quite pleased to go to halftime with a 2-1 advantage. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, are you kidding me? When you go down that early against, let's be honest, the defending division champions. Like we said, a team with so many players back from that division championship team. And this Fresno team is a stalwart team, one of the better teams around.
And it's through for the former Fusion player, Salchichi, but it's cleared away. None of the MLS teams have played in the tournament yet, Jeff.
What? Hang on.
Sorry,
let me
no
fix
idea.
this.
Because every MLS team.
No, the Red Bull Cosmos beat the Red Bulls.
Great, but still left to play in the tournament next week are DC United, Philadelphia Union, Columbus Crew, FC
Well, I
Dallas.
guess maybe today the only team. I don't know. Hang on. I'll get back to you in the second half.
Oh, man. Follow him on Twitter at VCS Soccer, folks, and he'll clear that up for you.
I did not tweet anything about that.
Joe Curley of the Ventura County Star, ladies and gentlemen, for all your U.S. Open Cup news.
Yeah.
Bell slips the ball through for Ish in the 44th. Ish with the cross, knocked away. Throw in coming, though.
Hey! Slow down, look!
Perhaps an opportunity to
Play the moment!
extend the advantage, and, well, you have to like this. Another corner kick coming from the near side. No doubt as to who is going to trot over and take this. Number 20, James Kiffey. Boy, these corners have been so dangerous for Fusion,
Abraham,
haven't
watch
they?
that far post, Abraham!
Yeah, like we said, could have had 3 goals on them already. Had a goal cleared off the line. Had the goal scored.
Kiffey taking his time. And as we move into the 45th, taking short. Colvey takes it in the corner. That surprised me.
Interesting. Not the greatest corner I've ever seen.
Why not hit it into the box?
Considering
You've
what
had
they've
2
done.
really successful corners.
3. Remember now, right out.
That's right.
Put it over the bar from 2 meters off a corner. It wasn't direct off a corner, but it is second ball off a corner.
Cuevas cuts that toward the corner, and the offside flag is up. One of the first times we've seen the flag go up tonight. Chilly night here in the county seat, as we have now moved into the first of 2 minutes of added time.
Decent crowd.
A good crowd tonight for a Saturday. Regular
there's-
crowd shuffles in.
I see the Chick-fil-A cow down there.
Yeah, they tend to do that, don't they? Always getting our camera shot.
Really smart cow. I
Here's
mean,
Sterling Hancock.
he does try to trick people to eat chicken. He's a smart cow.
You think you're funny when you do this.
No.
Here's Kiffy.
No, I don't.
Off to Roman. Roman. Nice back heel. Augie could just send it into the box, tries to switch play. That's tough to do in this thick, misty air. Colby to Ish. Fouled. Keeps running. And the referee, after giving the advantage, will bring it back. And one last set piece to close out the half. And one last opportunity
Hey, Abraham, this is it. Get in. Get in.
to make it 3-1. Who's coming over to take it? James Kiffy.
Okay. It's a good situation to be in. Nice set piece, last minute.
Kiffy drives it for Bell, and it's actually just beyond the foot of Rideout. What an exclamation point that would have been on a first half comeback, we'll call it.
Yeah.
Hear that, Joe? You better go get your launch ball.
You explained that to me, and just you explaining it to me made my arm hurt.
It's a halftime promotion.
The shoulder and the elbow both said, don't you even think about it.
That's your tweeting arm. One last chance here for Cuevas. Solid cutback.
Oof, that was a
Crossed
nice
over,
ball.
and Kiffy did a nice job to clear. Brought down. And Kiffy's there again.
That was a great ball.
Hit that out of play. Clear away. And
Okay, all right.
a
No need.
late foul.
No need. Just get into the halftime. Is that Kiffy? That must not have felt good.
The linesman comes over to break up this little potential scrum, and Kiffy is unhappy at the late contact. Gaston Signetti.
Oh, good old Gaston. We've seen him a couple times around these parts.
Referee's chatting with his linesman to try and determine exactly what sort of punishment should be adjudicated, and Signetti is trying to have his say, and he really needs to get away from the officials and let them do their job. And the card's color is yellow, which, while I think that was a late and unfair challenge, probably just.
I do believe Signetti sent off early here a couple of years ago. Oh, it was the injury. He got an injury early in the game. Really hurt Fresno one year. Pardon me.
Well, it's been a fun half of soccer here. Fusion going 1-0 behind in the 7th minute, responding 12 minutes later through who else but James Kiffy and then Lori Bell firing Fusion back in front. A strong 45 minutes in a must-win match for the Ventura County Fusion. I'm Danny Page with Joe Curley here on Fusion TV and Caps 6. We will take a break. 15 minutes here for the break, and we'll be back with the second half here from the Ventura College Sportsplex. By my count, Joe, they've given up 3 goals in the first 7 minutes of the first half in matches. Again, Danny Page and Joe Curley here in this United Soccer League's Premier Development League match. Should be an enthralling conclusion. Boy, isn't it key as we stand on the whole of the season. Here's Colby. Colby's cross. Deflected just wide by a defender. Nearly an own goal to make it 3-1. Corner kick coming for Fusion. A teasing free kick from Kip Colby. I should say right-footed cross as opposed to free kick. The corner kick coming now for Kickoff Fusion. Have been brutally dangerous on corners. Scoring on one. Having another cleared off the line here on Fusion TV in conjunction with Cap 6 Ventura. Another great cross, but maybe a little short. Knocked away. Colby tracking back. Just taken out completely by that member of the Fresno Fuego. Number 7, Robert Garcia, who has come on at halftime. Left-footed, Kiff again, drifting to Ish. Ish heads down, falls well for him, weaving wide, runs into his own player, still has it at his feet in the box.
Very effective.
Wow, turn of events there, and Abraham Campos comes away with it. The Fuego trying to hit their stride. Off to the far side. Hancock, huge intervention, clears it back downfield, kills the counter. Really well done by Sterling Hancock. The halftime substitution I'm looking to confirm. I thought it may be Gaston Signetti, given the fact that he got a fiery late yellow. That ball is played beyond the on-rushing Jose Cuevas. It's actually number 19, Omar Santoyo, the forward, who is off for Robert Garcia. Fuego looking to turn on the attack here. Left side, believe it's Islas, cutting back, space to hit, wow! And that was whistled wide. Mitchell couldn't have done anything about it unless it was straight at him. And a goal kick coming. That was a nice hit to start things off.
He was looking for the golazo.
Aso, as they say. Here's Kip Colby. Colby on the cutback to Ish, who's had the best game that I've seen him play, the Big West Freshman of the Year. Off to Laurie Bell. Bell, deep cross, right out! And it's headed away by the central defender. Corner kick coming. Actually, it'll be Signetti, the center midfielder. If Rideout had just gotten to that, I don't think there's much doubt that this match would be 3-1 Fusion with the way Rideout has scored. Is it 5 and 6? Here's Roman, and that's also headed away. The referee, as Bell is on the ground, blew the whistle before the corner kick was taken. A little fisticuffs between Bell and the defender in front of him is actually Gustavo Silva, an attacking midfielder. Taken short this time. Tiffy trying to create some space. Instead, it's off to Roman. Roman with a low cross, but it's straight to a Fresno player, not as straightforward.
Right, take it back
some
on
of the earlier corners, and Roman is offside.
Back and forth we go here early in the second half.
Back come Fuego. Hancock can't clear this time. It's actually Kiffy. Intended low cross, comes out for a corner. Moya wanted a goal kick. Instead, the corner's given. And in the 51st now, the two teams sort of trading advances here to start this half. The opening half dozen minutes on Caps TV. If you're watching live here on Channel 6 in Ventura, pleasure to have you with us. If you're watching on YouTube, wherever you may be, also pleasure. Headed clear. Cuevas, not so much.
Good job by Trey there.
Yeah, Mitchell able to knock that one away. And now the goal kick coming. What did you see, Joe, in the first half that you'd like Fusion perhaps to do a bit differently here in the second 45?
Well, I mean, I think, you know, they were dangerous on set pieces. They, you know, obviously had some defensive issues early, but, you know, you had that early defensive issue here. But besides that, they've been pretty solid. You know, I think we're going to see some subs coming up soon, and that may change things. But I think it's been a good foundation for a win.
Tackle coming in from Colby. He got the ball, and the corner kick's coming. Fusion have relied on Kennedy Chongo and Johnny Lopez off the bench quite a bit this season. Neither of them are available tonight. Matt LaGrassa, be great to see him back in the side. Could provide some steal in midfield. That's all Mitchell's. Mitchell can't handle it, so he punches it away instead and does so well. Cazares with the soft clear, and it's sent back in for Fuego. Edge of the area. Do not foul right there. Ahead to Rideout. Rideout has Cazares coming from the center of midfield. Great ball cross field. Augie should be first to it. How does he play it around the defender? He does, and he hits it back to Rory Bell.
Very nice.
Right to your attacking midfielder to set things up. Bell trying to find the right pass. Now knocked back to Moya. Very well done.
This is how you play with a lead now.
Absolutely.
Toy with them.
No need to force it. Cazares, diagonal ball, forces it. It's off to Ish. Ish has really had a great game. Growing in confidence, this young man. Great with the ball at his feet, great size. And Ish.
His body.
Yeah.
I mean,
long, lanky, but swift.
Yeah. No wonder he was Gatorade Player of the Year in Minnesota.
I think it was Minnesota.
I mean, this kid with a lot of ability, a lot of, you know, bright future.
Colby clears that one away.
Good job by the Fusion leaders tonight.
'54th, and a throw in for Ventura County. You're right, there's a way to play with a lead, especially.
It's more difficult on this surface and at this level. You know, they're certainly not going to hold the ball the whole second half.
Absolutely not.
But it doesn't mean they can't kind of use Fresno's need to equalize, their urgency against them. And that's what I liked about the cross-field switch. You know, the 3 or 4 triangles on the left here, kind of building into it. You know, camp out between the 20 and the 40, and carve out a third.
Prairie Seeds Academy for Ishmaela Jome, the Gambia native.
Now Ish is Gambian, and Kennedy is Liberian. Is that right? I should remember. Put the story on Kennedy. I'll have to look it up.
I expect you to know these
Yeah,
things.
you know, when you've got 2 young kids, your memory
You
just
forget
kinda
everything.
goes.
Kiffy tracking to
Look
get
out.
this one.
That's trouble.
Kiffy wins the ball. It is trouble, but he did win it.
Good job.
And then he goes over to take the throw, and as if I didn't touch it, he was the only one who got anywhere near the ball.
Finch,
That
it's
was-
you.
that
Go,
was
go,
a
go.
good reaction
Trevor,
from
leave
the
it.
Fresno
Trevor, leave
player.
it.
Just help me out.
Go on.
But yeah, Kennedy.
Trevor,
the
Trevor.
feature I wrote in Kennedy last year was one of my favorite features I've ever written. Just to get his perspective of what it was like to grow up. And you know, he's not Liberian. Let me look it up.
Finch's
Zambian,
got it.
maybe.
Finch's long throw in.
Yeah, he's
He's
not.
cleared away.
It's like
It is
Zambia.
Zambia.
Yeah. glad I came in
Get away from
before.
the keeper,
Um,
Chiba. Give us
too
a
far into
chance.
it.
Yeah, but
Who's
you know,
that period?
chance.
George Way.
yeah, I mean, maybe I'll post the link on Twitter.
56th minute, poked away. At VCS Soccer is the place to follow Joe, by the way.
But
The throngs of fans. Handball called on Michael Roman. Would have started a great break for Cazares and Rideout. Instead, it's a free kick for Fresno.
I mean, Kennedy's such a, you know, he hasn't had the greatest year so far this year, but he's such an asset to the Fusion with his maturity.
What a hit, and Mitchell's there. That
It
was
was a good attempt.
taken well on the half volley.
And,
Jose Cuevas, that was dangerous. No, absolutely, I agree. It's unfortunate he's not here tonight. He's been a huge spark off the bench.
I mean, just
for Fusion.
his maturity, his perspective. I mean, somebody grows up in an orphanage in Africa where, to me, the thing I always tell, the difference between what it was like for us to grow up here and what it was like for him to grow up there is they used to really, when the delivery of toothpaste from America would come, they would fight over it because it was the sweetest thing they ever tasted.
Right. Wild.
So the sugar in it.
Absolutely wild. Let's see if there's anything sweet in this attack.
Oh, look at you.
Cuevas' attempt is rather sour.
The great Danny Page, ladies and gentlemen.
And now Trey Mitchell will more than likely blast it downfield. Spurgeon looking to play that one through. There hasn't been a lot of continuity, really, in this Fresno attack. They just have these sparks on the counter. The possession, I don't see. The familiarity with one another, I don't really see as much either.
It hasn't been a very Fresno match, to be honest.
And what would you characterize
haven't
as a
really
Fresno
seen. Yeah, I mean,
match,
this
Joe?
is a team that's been together and knows how to play together and can play the game. And they're really dangerous up there. They really haven't had a ton of success here, to be fair.
Over the years.
Right. But this is a team that's older, that has some experience together. That you're right, hasn't really played very cohesively today. They get that early goal, and it hasn't really been that much. I mean, besides that, they've tested Trey a couple times, but it's been the Fusion that have had, if they took all their chances, would be up 6-2 right now. The real chances.
Nearly at the hour mark. 60 seconds away. And the long free kick off nowhere. 2-1. Fusion would be well suited to keep this scoreline the same for the next half hour. Far easier said than done. Kiffy heads that one clear. He's filled in well in the left back role tonight. Well hit over the top. Cuevas into the area. Stutter
Very
step
nice.
to the end line. Great cross to cut that back. Just a low teasing pass, and Moya clears it away. Corner kick coming.
Good job by Moya. Nice break there, though. See.
Corner to the edge of the area, still free. And cleared away. Laurie Bell, he's had a good match, hasn't he?
He has. Nice job to charge it down.
Has the leading goal at the moment. And here is Laurie. Nice little pass. Cazares just couldn't force it forward to Ryda.
Can't turn this ball over.
Losing it out of play is Signetti, the captain.
Good job by Michael to win it back. That was Roman, right?
I believe so. Looked like a handball and a free kick now to Fusion.
What do you do here? Do you keep possession? Yeah, that's what they do.
Absolutely. No need to set up and try it. Blast it into the area, win a header. Cazares. Bell. Bell does well, spreads it wide to Kiffy. 8 or 9 behind the ball for Fresno right now. Roman teasing crosses there, but it's there for the goalie, Francisco Hernandez, just out in front. Kiffy had possession for a moment. Ultimately, that winds up with Fuego. So we're starting to string together a number of attacks. Advantage given into the area for Fuego. Great cutback. He really just could have put it on frame. Robert Garcia, the substitute. And we have a Fresno player down.
Fusion played for the cutback.
Through that initial contact, it was wide open for Garcia, wasn't it, to have a go?
Yeah, if he just went to the charge at the near post and tried to finish far post. Steady. He did probably what he's trained to do, which is pull it back for a teammate. But
player down is Gustavo Silva, and the referee's helping him up. Trainer hasn't been sent out. Ref going over to scoop the ball away.
a little bit of a lull. This is where, if they were in Brazil right now, you'd have a water break. Have you seen that
yeah.
during the tournament? 30 minutes in an hour, half an hour water breaks. That's one of the mild.
Look at this. Miscommunication.
Whoa.
Hernandez barely gets it away. He and his center back were just sort of standing there having a little chat. Couldn't decide what to do with the football. Nearly went off to a Fusion player. They actually ran into one another as well.
It was like they were not teammates.
Roman wins the ball, but is whistled for the foul. Got ball and man.
Go ahead. My whistle, okay, my whistle?
Yeah. Hold on, okay, hold on.
We're good, yeah, we're gonna Cody, stay there.
And coming into the game for the Fusion, number 7, Jordan Vale, replacing number 21, Lori Bell.
Substitute Bell taken off. That's interesting.
Jordan Vale. On for Bell. Kiwi Vale on. It allows Roman to drop further back. Here is Vale. And he's dispossessed right away. Vale tripped up, fell though. These Fresno players absolutely can't believe it.
Get away with it.
Bell kind of dribbling to nowhere there, although obviously looks kind of, looks good on the ball.
Here's Roman, who I believe is dumped further back into midfield. Cazares trying to hit that one over for Rideout. Service just hasn't been there for Jordan, really. Has it now. Quick little cross. Nifty. Did not have a teammate waiting at the far post. Moya there. Back to Cazares. He found that that's easily the best way to hit Jordan Rideout in the air. Over the top balls, much like you saw from the Dutch team on Friday.
Correct.
A lot of power to go with his pace for Jordan. And here's Roman.
Not unlike his dad would have been.
Absolutely. Colby. Moya. Here's Vale. Vale tries to hit it through for Ish. The two just weren't on the same page. Clock running rather swiftly here, 66th minute.
Hey, that was good. We opened them up and we went in. Keep back.
Ish pressured from behind. Moya plays back to Hancock, who blasts it down the park.
Keep back.
Roman now. Michael. Back to James Kiffey. Kiffey marauding forward. Cazares now over to Roman. Love the way the team is possessing the ball. Just growing in confidence. They just haven't done this in matches this year for the most part.
Well, they're starting to come together a little bit, maybe.
Here's Kiffey. Kiffey to the end line. Shoved. Cross. Flashed across. And then headed clear. And I hear you say, uh-oh. 3 on 4. With one Fusion defender trailing. They should have this covered. Campos to Cuevas. Onto the edge of the area. And what a nifty little try that goes wide. How'd he get that off his feet so quickly?
Nice shot.
Jose Cuevas. He didn't really have to take time to pull back and hit it. It was just there. Very well could have been 2-2.
And we're going to have a substitution. Coming into the game is number 4, Elliot Ford. Replacing number 8.
The captain, Gaston Signetti, has come off for Fresno. He had been booked late in the first half. It's probably a good mood. Elliot Horde, who was with this team last year, will come on in midfield. 8 for 4. Another great chance. Crossed back to the center for Islas. But it's behind him.
The penalty spot is where Fresno chances have gone to die today. A lot of cutbacks turning into turnovers there.
Fusion have had the cutbacks covered with this team. Some apprehension to shoot occasionally, I've noticed. Kiffey with a header, but it goes straight on to the attacking Fuego man, Campos. Now cut back well for Spurgeon. But Vale interrupts and then almost immediately has it knocked away. Torre Bruin with an authoritative header to his UC counterpart, I guess. Ish. Knocked away only momentarily. Robert Garcia, who's been a handful as a substitute. Solid substitution as well. And then Garcia, not so solid there, as he hits it inside of the far post. Not even close. And Joe, we're now in the 70th minute here as Fusion lead Fuego 2-1 on Fusion TV in conjunction with CAPS, the community access partners of San Buenaventura. Visit them online, capstv.org. Big thanks to their crew for helping make this all happen. Fusion look to have another sub readied. Chase Minter, the forward set to come on.
They'll give you some hard running, some hustle.
Absolutely.
Something to charge back. Maybe make it even tougher for you to be broken down.
Look at the way Rideout just goes up and wins balls, and he didn't really win it. But to see his strength up close, it is really reminiscent of his father in some ways. Here's Spurgeon. Great cross! Punched over and almost 2-2. Fusion have to shore up things defensively. or they could give up another late goal. What a great opportunity for Fuego to equalize there.
Or number 12,
Michael Roman will come off, the Rio Mesa product. Finished his career at Louisville.
Good 40 minutes or 70 minutes for Michael.
And Minter comes on. Remember, 6 substitutions in the Premier Development League. Foul called and given against Ish. He's forced to track back. Fuego with a steady stream of attack here, and can they make it pay? Fusion have given up 2 leads beyond the 80th minute at home this season. It's 4 points dropped. Get back even 2 of those, and they're in a far different position in the PDL this season. A win would bring Fusion level on points with Fuego. The 2 teams meet again July 3rd at Jactancy Park, where Fresno is a very difficult team to beat. Here's Silva looking for another chipped little cross, and this time Trey Mitchell gets in the way. It's these low cross box balls, Joe, and these cutbacks that seem to be so close to providing an equalizer. Right out. Tries to haul that one down. Said it's off to Augie, and he's dispossessed. So that constant stream of possession for Fusion really has fallen away in the past few minutes, now in the 73rd as the clock continues to tick. Javentore to Minter. Minter has it intercepted. One issue with the substitutes, they've just seemed a little bit off the pace when they've come on.
Yeah, it was a solid early hour. Kind of nondescript since, really.
Here's Skiffy. Status quo is fine for Fusion.
Third goal would be real nice, though.
And now more space for the Fresno Fuego. Looking to get in behind.
That is
Here's
a nice ball.
Cuevas, a nice ball, but Javentore's there. Really proving to be a marshal in this second half. Shot edge of the area, and that's over the top. Did Mitchell get a piece of it? I think he might have just hit it over, barely. What a fine save from Trey Mitchell. Nearly a 74th minute equalizer for Fresno. And they are really starting to bring the pressure. Here's the corner. Skying corner kick. The goal scorer with a low cross. Moya knocks it out for a throw-in. Garcia to take the long throw. That's headed toward the near post. That's headed on the goal, but Trey Mitchell is there. As I said headed, I simply meant the trajectory of the ball, and then it was put near the frame. Mitchell easily had it covered, well defended. What a leg Mitchell has too. Think about being a punter. Yeah, you don't have a football program, however, at Dominguez Hills. So. Minter leaves that one off for James Kiffey. Equipment malfunction. As one Fresno player's lost his shoe. Great addition coming for Fusion in midfield, I think, and that's Matt LaGrassa. Ready to make a return. Fuego will bring on JP Medina. A speedy forward also. Free kick coming for the Ventura County Fusion, and the subs are going to enter the field. It will be LaGrassa for Moya.
Jordan Bale! Go to the right.
Looks like Ish is coming off. Midfielder for attacking player, probably a good move. Jordan Vale, I would imagine, will stretch out to the far side.
Jordan Vale to the right. 4-4-2.
JP Medina, number 30, comes on.
Okay, Augie, you're just sitting in front of the two. Okay, Chase. Chase. 4-4-2. You're
Seth
left.
LaGrossa on. Here's
nice
Kiffy's
delivery.
free kick. Punched away. Who's to the second ball? Minter to LaGrossa. LaGrossa looking for options. Remember, he's just come on. Although he scored a quarter hour inside of his debut this season.
Fresno seem to be outnumbered going forward. We've seen a bunch of 3-on-4s here. They may want to put somebody up a little further up the pitch and even that out if they're going to get an equalizer. Either Rudy's got them beat tactically.
Throw in. Coming for Fuego. Jesus Garcia to take it. Another low cross. Deflected this time. The rebound is over. The rebound punched into the ground, and Trey Mitchell just watched it drift over his head.
Jordan and Chase. Jordan, Chase.
Fusion just hanging on at this point.
Come on, man.
And you're almost into hanging on time, aren't you? 78th minute here at the Sportsplex. This is such an important game for these two sides. Either Fusion draw level on points, simply behind on goal difference, or Fuego maintain a 3-point advantage. Both teams with 2 games in hand on OC Padiadores Blues, who again sat 5 points in front of Fusion prior to tonight's kickoff. But with 2 matches in hand, if you were to win those 2 matches, you would obviously claim the second and final playoff spot. Long way to go before we start that discussion. Completion of this contest will also be the halfway point of the PDL season for these 2 teams. LaGrossa heads that one way beyond Jordan Vale. Now a throw in for another Fuego substitute, Alfred Edmonds. Torre, pestered by Robert Garcia. LaGrossa comes away with it though. Where's Matt to go? Tries the cut back. It's lost. Here comes Jesus Garcia. Over the top. And Mitchell pokes it away. Flag was up on Abraham Campos. Campos has generally been sitting in the midfield spot wearing the number 5 shirt and really playing that role. But it seems to me they've moved that taller, lankier player into a forward spot. Cazares is off. Kenny Geyer, who's played at central defender for Fusion this season, comes on in the 80th minute. A real reshape of this Ventura County Fusion team over the last 10 minutes. Minter goes up to win the header. Doesn't, but Fusion win the throw-in. Great shift from Cazares. He's been one of the more consistent players this season, hasn't he? Quiet leader for the side. Right out, tries the back heel, and it's not there. Seems to be one of the only creative players left on the field for Fusion, and he's more substance than style. With Lopez and Chongo away, it's so much of your creative being, isn't it? Long throw, probably 25 yards downfield. Looks like Kenny Geyer comes on. He took a stinger right away. And Javin Torre with the big clearance. Exactly when it was needed. Here's LaGrossa. The pace, the touch. Ahead to Minter. Cleared. really well cleared as the ball is held in play. Campos touched from behind a bit. And that's touched off of Kiffy.
I got it.
Hey, I got it, Chima,
Safety Medina will take the throw. Off to Cuevas. The draw would do Fuego here, Joe.
Yeah, draw would be a near mortal blow for the Fusion, or at least their season, I should say.
Right.
Playing with 9 behind the ball, it looks like. At least when not in possession. This is
Another teasing cross in, and Sterling Hancock's there. Kenny Geyer. I feel like he's there for just those sort of clearances.
right.
Bringing on another center back who can play in midfield. As Fuego throw everything forward. And that is out for a goal kick. 82nd minute. You start to see the light at the end of the tunnel at this point.
Yeah, they're hearing sounds of that train the last 10 minutes. I mean, Fresno has at least 4 decent builds. They're having no trouble getting to the byline down that left side. And, Fusion has to figure this out.
Well, Kenny Geyer's been put over there as well to hopefully help with that defensive frailty. Header won by Colvey, and a foul call as Colvey went up to get it. He was rather upended by the Fuego player who shoves his hands in the air, surprised that anything was given. I think he's the only one in the venue that's surprised.
And get visual communication solutions, including sign and graphic consultation and design, production, delivery, and installation services.
Colvey still down as he took an awkward tumble.
Architectural signs, vehicle graphics, point of purchase.
Well, let's be honest, he's back to his feet.
Building identification
Hey!
sign.
Hey,
We're
we
ready to
gotta
help
settle
you
down.
that time.
Fuego able to clear, and they do it as they do best along the carpet. Jose Cuevas been the real kickstarter in this second half. Nearly 80 minutes since the last Fuego goal. To the end line, Spurgeon, cross, Torre, clear. Of course, that's exactly how it went down with Misioneros. They struck in the 5th, and I believe the 86th.
Hold the ball, JP, hold the ball. Cody, come on,
dead
come
on.
on. Hey, Finchie, 3 in the back.
Medina leaves off the throw for Trevor Spurgeon.
Yeah, Cody's in. Do 3.
Spurgeon into Garcia. Garcia for Cuevas. Look at that, Sterling Hancock.
Trevor's got one.
A shot to the face too, but a solid clearance, and it's only a throw in now.
Hancock's been pretty darn good tonight.
He has. He really has. Spurgeon hit back. Awkward spinning cross headed to the ground.
Yeah, interesting thing is they must have really scouted Fresno well, because, you know, it's not like Fresno's not getting space. They're getting space. The people who are delivering the crosses and the pullbacks have space. The finishers do not. The people that Fresno are looking for, you know, who are trying to connect with, are being mobbed. You know, people are right there, double teamed. I mean, the Fusion defense has really looked like they have Fresno scouted well tonight.
Yeah, nice job from Rudy Ibarra. See if it can hold for a really big 3 points. Looking to go over the top. Kenny Goyer.
Cody, get up! Cody, get up!
Clearance. Another long ball for Fuego. Comes to Medina. Medina flying headed clearance from
Cody,
Hancock. Perhaps
Cody,
only
keep
temporary.
working
Thrown
that
for
far
Jesus
post, Cody.
Garcia. Calls Robert Garcia over. And now Robert will take the throw in. Long run up here for Robert.
Somebody's got to go far. Chiva, somebody's got to be
Garcia's
far.
long throw to the edge of the goalie box, headed toward the net. Medina heads on. It was actually Kiffy
It's a handball.
who prevented Mitchell from having to make a save. Got in the way in the 86th minute. Cross along the ground and cleared out of play. Kiffy with the clearance. It's not something you say every day, is it?
No, but he just made that great block, too.
Here's Colby. Colby for Minter. Could the third be coming? Hit back to Moya. Moya to Minter in the box. Nothing given. Minter went to ground rather easily, but we are getting to the time where Fusion could be in search of that third goal, where Fresno has to throw everything forward. Nearly given back to Rideout. Ahead to Campos. Back to Medina. Fusion trying to press the ball a bit more up the park. But here's Campos again. Driven cross. Mitchell thought about coming for it. Still
Trouble.
loose! And it's deflected out for a corner kick. 88th minute now. I guess it's not deflected. Goal kick Fusion. Crucial. Mitchell blasts that goal kick downfield. Minter and Javentore with a long clearance. It's all that matters at this point, really. 89th minute. Fusion closing in on
Nice play.
what would be an important win. Jordan Vale takes it down the line. Throw in given to Fresno Fuego, though. Bit of a debate as to whose ball it was. Very little left on the bench for either side. What a header from Javentore, although he needs to recover his position. And that's what I'm talking about. Here's Robert Garcia. Will Garcia look for the cutback? He does, but Kenny Guyer clears out. Still free. One-time hit, and Mitchell's there.
Nice contact.
And Mitchell makes everything he can of that. As the crowd rallies to Mitchell's support, just hammers it down the field. Looked like the first touch may have even come from Rideout. Instead, the defender first to it, trying to slip the ball through as Torres in a bit of an advanced position. Minter back to help defend. Headed on toward the Fresno player on the far side, out for a Fusion throw, I want to say.
Fusion lucky that didn't fall.
Javentore booked for a prior foul. I believe this is a Fusion throw. They get the ball on the far side. 25 seconds of regular time left. Doing a great job of using the clock. Long throw from Evan Kenny Guyer. Off to Colby. Here's Minter. Hit it down the field, son. He does. Looking for Rideout. Really the only player forward. Here's Matt LaGrassa. LaGrassa off to Vale as we've moved into added time.
Get to the corner.
Out of play. Throw in for Jordan Vale and Fusion. Even better. We are 15 seconds into the 3 minutes of added time. Can't tick away fast enough. Haven't seen a goal from either side in this second half. Still about 2 minutes and 30 seconds to play. And a foul called against Ventura County. Time to just get everybody behind the ball, and there are still a couple Fusion players downfield striding back to defend. Is Vale and Rideout as Rideout catches up to play. Everybody behind the ball for Fusion. Everyone press forward for Fuego. And Kenny Geyer with a nice clearance. Can Jordan Rideout get there and hold it in play? Very close to being able to do so. It's not exactly where a forward expects to be on the field, and picked up a very slight knock in doing so. Here's Torrey's header. Javin Torrey, who's played a lot at left back, has just been brilliant at the center half spot. Through for Rideout. Jordan holding up play. And plays that nicely to Jordan Vale, and Jordan Vale holds it in. Vale pulled back from behind and then hauled down edge of the penalty area. Great job by Vale to win that. We are halfway through added time. Fusion clinging to this lead at the moment. I wouldn't say clinging anymore as the pressure has subsided a bit from Fresno. But they surely want to hang on to the win. No doubt about that. Vale's free kick. Wow. And Fusion will make a substitution. They had one left. Brennan Livingston makes his home debut. And what a time to do it. So Rideout comes off, Livingston on. Great sub. Colby, first to touch it. And Livingston has a big job to do. Hold the ball in the corner. Throw in, coming for Fusion. Throw in goes over the head of Jordan Vale. Referee claims goal kick. We are beyond the 3 minutes of time added on. And that will do it. They can't even take the goal kick. Fusion slamming the door shut over the final 15 minutes of this match. It's what they've struggled to do here at home. But Ventura County claims its second home league win in the last 3 games, 7 out of a possible 9. Unbeaten still in all competitions here at the Sportsplex this season. Fusion pull into a 3rd place tie with Fuego. They are 3 points out of 2nd place with a game in hand on the Patagones Blues above them. It started as a foggy night, but the sun beginning to shine through for Ventura County Fusion. For my broadcast partner, Joe Curley, my name is Danny Page. A big win for Fusion as they snatch all 3 points, a 2-1 win over Fresno Fuego. Big thanks to our partners at Caps TV in Ventura. For our entire crew, good night. Ventura County Fusion 2, Fresno Fuego 1.